Hello you awesome possums, how is everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a good 2022 so far because I am. I've just reached 200 subscribers, so big thanks to every single one of you. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about 8 things that you may or may not know or may not be doing already in PlanetSide 2.
Don't trust him, he sucks in this game!
Okay, so right off the bat, I want to say that this isn't meant to be some revolutionary discovery expose kind of thing. So think of this as a good to know rather than a need to know. Let's head right to it. First is damaging enemies while airborne for the Light Assault class mission. I'm one of those guys who recently just found out about this.
I told you he sucks!
Anyway, apparently you can complete this part of the mission by shooting enemy terminals or basically anything that can be damaged, and your hits will still count towards the mission. In my case, I can do this without even trying since I switch classes every now and then. But this can be really useful for those who main other classes and just want the quick certs. In my defense, and for those who were in the dark about this, the mission does say enemy players, so shooting terminals didn't really cross my mind. Just imagine if you're doing something for some time now and learning there's a way to do it in seconds. I had to tell my good friend about this because it's crazy. Hey Karina, I've been doing this thing that takes about 15 minutes daily for nearly 4 years, and I just learned there's a way to do it in a few seconds. Crazy, right? Well, that's about right. Second are the free claimable stuff. You know when you go to supermarkets and there's this nice guy letting everyone taste his sausage for free?
Delicious!
It's like that, but with PlanetSide 2 stuff. This will really help a bunch of new and existing players. And guess what? The claim codes are still working as of uploading this video. While some people, including me, will say your starting gear is already good, who would say no to free stuff? These codes will give you a bunch of weapons and other things like the Naginata, a helmet, and some decals. They're not much, but hey, they're free. To get your free stuff, log into your PlanetSide 2 account and click enter activation code. The codes are in the description. Next is spawning vehicles when you deploy. You probably know about this already, but still, sometimes I bet you forget, and instead of redeploying you say, screw it, I'll just run to the terminal. Happened to me a bunch of times. But in case you don't know about this, you can spawn a vehicle directly from the base as you deploy. Saves you a bit of time. Although this doesn't work if the terminal in the facility has been destroyed or hacked. Number 4 is the free A7. In case you don't know what A7 is, it's another in-game currency but not quite as popular. Like me in high school. Besides daily missions, you can also find a bunch of A7 in facilities across the continent. Nodes will appear as blue glowy thingies, and you can normally find them sitting on consoles, as I believe this is the most common place they spawn. But do not get your hopes up, because the amount you get is RNG. Sometimes I get around 20, sometimes 40, traditional RNG thing. You can spend your A7 on weapons and other stuff in the Sanctuary. While this is free and quite simple to get, I wouldn't recommend farming this for hours and hours unless you want your eyes to turn all white from boredom. It took me around half an hour to find these 2 nodes, but I guess it also depends on your luck. But still, it's good to know it's there, so keep an eye out. I'm not sure if there's a specific time when these nodes spawn, but if there is, let us know in the comments. For number 5, we have the one-tap hack. When hacking terminals, you're probably holding E as you painfully watch that slow progress of the hack. But did you know you could hack a terminal just by hitting your E key once? By doing this, you have a few seconds of hands-free hacking, so you have time to close that weird tab on your second screen. Press E once. Close the tabs. And we're good. By the way, this also works with other things like overloading generators, disarming bombs, and so on. For number 6, no fall damage. The only time I see this useful in combat is when you're giving chase. Or let me know in the comments if you see another use for this. Basically, after getting on or off a lift, going up or down, you're immune to fall damage for about 5 seconds. So you see how this can be useful when you're chasing someone. Like your ex, maybe, I don't know. On number 7, and still in the subject of elevators, is ascending faster. Now, there aren't many lifts in the game long enough to make this really relevant, but still, there's a handful of them like the ones in biolabs and tech plants. So what you do is you press and hold space or your jump key, and that's it. Here's a side-by-side comparison for reference. As you noticed, the difference is not that much, but I guess it's still worth doing just because we can. Before the last one, if you're enjoying the content, please hit that like button. And if you're new here or if you haven't already, hit subscribe and it will really help the channel grow. Last on the list is hiding a UI for revives. It's kind of frustrating when you accept a revive only to be shot down, especially if it happens again and again and again. You get the picture. So in this one, after getting killed, hit change spawn ASAP and press your hide UI key. Mine is bound to my mouse side button for easy access. This way you can get a good view of the room and see if it's clear to accept that revive or not. This is also a good way to play possum and get some cheap kills while enemies aren't paying attention. And that is that for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. There's actually more of this, but I can't do some of them without a bit of help. So if you're interested or just want to be friends and hang and be silly, send me an in-game friend request. Until then, thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one. Stay safe and stay awesome, possum.